So, you should know that democratic theory did not begin with Rousseau's contract. No. Its origins, in fact, lie in the subject of land ownership. The common people became aware that the upper classes owned the lands upon which they lived and labored. This incensed them, inspired them to seek sovereignty of their own homelands. However, the social order of the day did not permit land ownership by the common man. Therefore, these people felt the need to leave their homelands, to flee, in an effort to escape political and social persecution. Hence the creation that is America. Therefore, the basic premise of democratic theory is that each and every citizen living within that society is entitled to what? We are entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. What two people have to realize is that despite having these rights, very few people exercise them. And it is that type of apathy that corrodes our country from within. Your assignment for the semester is as follows: to formulate your own political ideology. This will be dictated by your sex, background, social, economic status, personal experience, etc., etc. This course will be like anything in life. It will be what you make of it. I am not a babysitter. Ladies and gentlemen, do not waste my time. Remember, no one is going to treat you special just because you are black. Right. Or white. Or Hispanic. Or Indian. Or Asian. Or because you are a woman. Or because you failed to get sufficient rest last night. Or because you are... What are you?
I'm gay, and I'm happy.
Right.
So you're in the WWE, man, and like, we often talk about this within kind of MMA and like the wrestling sphere.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that like a gay wrestler, man, could be like successful within the WWE?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Look at me, you know? I'm a WWE superstar, and to be honest with you, I'll tell you right now, I'm gay, and I'm happy. Very happy.
Man, that's I'm kind of like flabbergasted, man. I didn't know, and obviously I think that's just a man that's, I commend your bravery,
I don't
first of
think
all.
it matters.
Yeah.
Does it matter?
No.
Does it matter to you?
Not an iota,
Does it
man.
change, you know, what you think about me?
Not at all, man. In fact, I commend you even more that you would share something so beautiful and personal with me, man.
Thank you.
So, I mean, so in a sense, right now, this is your coming out.
I guess if you want to call it coming out, I really don't know what to say it is, but, you know, I'm just letting you know. I'm happy who I am. I'm comfortable with myself.
Wow.
And I'm happy to be living a dream. I'm in LA for SummerSlam, WWE.
Man, that is truly amazing. Now, I have to ask you, obviously, like, how do you feel you will be received after this news? I mean, it's got to be a bit kind of nerve-wracking.
You know, to be honest with you, I'm happy with myself, and some people might not like it, some people will like it, but I'm here to please myself. I'm here to be happy. It's very important. I'm happy with myself.
Do you think that, like, you'll pave the way with this for other people that are, like, afraid or terrified or just don't feel like they can kind of come out within the organization?
I hope so. I'm hoping to be able to make a difference, you know. It's very important to me that, you know, people understand that someone's sexual preference shouldn't really matter, you know.
Yeah.
It should be about the person.
So, I mean, there's obviously got to be kind of some concerns and fears, especially around wrestling, which is kind of a sport that's like very testosterone-driven, macho, you know, and like my concern would be there is obviously a lot of physical contact in it, and like, how do you feel that like your partners and people within your organization, do you think they'll look at you differently, or do you think how do you think they will react?
I mean, we're all adults. All sports are physical, you know. So
Yeah.
we're all adults, and to be honest with you, when I come to work, I come to work. Business is business. I'm a WWE superstar. I'm there to entertain the WWE universe, and that's what my job is to do, and I do it well.
Perfect. Well, man, I gotta commend you. You are an absolute warrior of an individual, both inside and out.
Cool.
And
All right, man.
I wish you all the best of
Thank
luck,
you.
man, with any future endeavors, and beat the hell out of somebody on Sunday for me, will you?
Man, do your thing, man.
You're the man. Take it easy, buddy. Good luck.
And Darren Young, whose real name is Fred Rosser, is with us now exclusively. Fred, good morning. Nice to see
Good
you.
morning. I'm a big fan of you. I'm happy to be here.
Well, it's good to have you here. I look at that video of you at that airport at the baggage claim, and the TMZ camera comes up to you, and I don't see a guy who looks like he's being confronted. I look at a guy who seems as if he's been waiting for that moment almost, expecting it, and is very comfortable in it. Talk to me about it.
I mean, why not? I mean, I felt like it was the right place and the right time, and I feel by coming out, I'm going to make a big difference in a lot of people's lives.
Why the right time? Why did you feel personally it was your right time?
You know, I've been suppressing these feelings for so long in my life that, you know, I'm going to be 30 November 2nd, and I just need to be happy. And till the day I'm 6 feet under, I will always say, I want to be happy, and I'm happy now.
As a professional wrestler, did you live in fear of being outed by someone else, that someone else would take control of that very personal piece of your life?
I'll be honest with you. I mean, I was terrified, you know, and I think anybody in my shoes would feel the same way. But, you know, it took some guts, you know.
So at another point in your life, if someone had walked up to you with a camera and started talking about being homosexual, it might have provoked panic as opposed to that calm demeanor we saw.
Sure, absolutely.
The response from fellow wrestlers that I've seen, tweets and things like that, and from the wrestling organization, has been enormously supportive.
Unbelievable.
Surprised by it?
Very surprised, you know, from Vince McMahon, who I talked to personally last night, Stephanie McMahon, Triple H. I even talked to Jason Collins last night, too, and he actually gave me some advice on how to handle this whole situation and how to cope with it and how to be positive and be a strong individual.
When you saw the footage a second ago of Jason Collins and we mentioned that he came out, you went like this.
Yeah.
Did he help inspire you?
He did, right on. When I'm happy about something.
When you get back in the ring, the first time you step in the ring, crowded arena, what response do you think you'll get from fans?
I'll probably get a mixed reaction, maybe some good, some bad, but, you know, at the end of the day, I want to be able to be a role model. I want to be a role model to people that are afraid to come out. I want to be there. I want to be able to speak at different functions and educate and tell my story, because my story goes further than being gay, you know. As a young child, I had a speech impediment, a stuttering problem. I got bullied, I got picked on, but that didn't stop me from becoming a WWE superstar. I got the help I needed, and I had a speech pathologist help me out, and I'm living a dream now.
Well, and it's your personal dream, and it's the truth.
Yes. And, you know, I have the best of both worlds. You know, I'm in love, and I wrestle for one of the greatest organizations in the world, the WWE, and I'm a lucky man.
Fred,
Lucky.
It's nice to have you here, Fred Rosser. Thanks very much for sharing.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to The Cut. My name is Richard Walker, HoustonMediaSource.com, Urban Television Network. Pleasure to be here with, and this is not a carbon copy, by the way. This is my brother, former WWE superstar Al Rage Walker. Pleasure to be here speaking with you, brother.
Champion, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 10-time heavyweight champion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, it's a pleasure speaking with you today. And one of the reasons why we're doing this interview is that you and I had a conversation on the phone, and I thought it was such an impactful and such an insightful conversation that I decided to get this in front of everybody, because I think this is a piece of information that needs to be shared.
Yes.
Now, one of the things that transpired over the past few days was the TMZ interview, which you had the opportunity to see with Darren Young of the WWE, who has now come out and say he's openly gay.
Okay.
And one of the things I wanted to talk about was the conversation you and I had as to, first and foremost, what is your opinion of Darren's, coming out just to say that he's openly gay?
I mean, what's the point? I mean, it's nothing new. It's been gay wrestlers in wrestling before I started, before Junkyard Dog, before Hulk Hogan. I mean, you go all the way back to the days of Gorgeous George. There's always been a lot of gay wrestlers in wrestling. So what is he trying to gain by doing this?
Okay. Now, one of the things that Darren said in his interview with Matt Lauer on the Today Show is that he felt that there was this culture of intimidation, and that no one really accepted an openly gay wrestler. He didn't say that. I'm not quoting him verbatim, but that's to kind of summarize what he said. He felt it. So the reason that he didn't say anything sooner is that he felt intimidated by the culture, that he didn't want to sort of rock the boat, so to speak, with the culture in the locker room, so to speak. Tell me about your experience with the locker room. When you were in the WWE, were there gay wrestlers there?
Again, how can he rock a boat that's already been for sale for over 100 years in the wrestling business? I mean, in my opinion, he's capitalizing off of a movement that's going on in the gay community. And when the NBA basketball player came out and said he was gay, and he saw all the rewards that this guy's getting now, and the support. Well, if you look at Darren Young's career, I mean, he's just another guy on the roster. He's not a main event. He is pretty much what they call a jobber. He makes the other guy look good. And he pretty much at the end of his rope. I mean, the fans are the ones that determine who stays and who goes.
That's correct.
And when you step out on that stage, if you don't connect with the fans, your time in a major organization like the WWE is very limited. And I'm pretty sure he's feeling the heat that, he's just an average Joe on the roster. He's not popping the crowd. Nobody is really going out of their way saying they want to see this guy. So what better way to cling on or angle to use to help get you over that hump, since you can't do it in the ring, obviously, is to use, what you do in your privacy as a tactic to get you over. And unfortunately, that is a cheat for the fans, because they're not choosing you because of what you bring to the table. He's trying to use this as a way to use the fans to get him over, so he can get to be a John Cena or a Randy Orton or a Stone Cold Rock, etc., Undertaker. That's what he's trying to do. But what he doesn't realize is that it's not going to work, because you still have to be able to step out on that stage, connect with the fans, make the fans appreciate whether you're a good guy, bad guy, halfway guy, whatever. If you don't have it, you just don't have it.
That's right.
Now, he can't complain about he wasn't given an opportunity, all this about him being bullied in the back. That's a bunch of nonsense, okay? You got everybody from the janitor to some of the main guys that run stuff around there that are gay, okay? So you can't sit up here and say, I can't really say it because, they might down me. No.
So you're saying that the culture of the WWE or the pro wrestling locker room is accepting to openly gay people?
No doubt about it. It's been like that. It's always been like that. I used to sit back and watch and look, okay, he's doing this, she's doing that. And it just, people are there for one reason. They are there to perform and give the fans what they spend their money for. They're not there for all that, I'm gay, I'm straight, or whatever. You do what you do. You know what I'm saying? When the show's over with, you go to your hotel room, you go on whatever, you do what you do. But when it's time for showtime, Vince ain't about all that. Vince is about, hey, get up in there, you better handle your business, I'm watching, and if you can't pull it off, the next man behind you that just may have what it takes is gonna get that spot. So it's really like a war within the war in the locker room. All that sexuality stuff, I'm gay or I'm straight, I'm a playboy, whatever, that's not going to reel the fans in. What reel the fans is when you step out there and you connect with the fans. When you can make the fans hate you, love you, cry for you, want to die for you, that's when you're going to be on top. Not because you're announcing your sexuality, because that's really not important. You're not having sex out there on the stage, right? Mm-hmm. So why should you mention how you feel about an individual, your relationship out there in the ring? It's not about that. It's about getting out there, popping it, making the fans excited, making them feel like when they spend their money, they got their money's worth.
Right. Now, one of the things that you and I discussed also in conjunction with that was that you mentioned that there was a gay culture in the locker room, but we're not about calling out people names or things like that.
Exactly.
But you said that not only was it known, but there were significant individuals. I mean, we're talking like champions, like icons, or
exactly. No questions asked. They was people that had their own sexual preference that was totally different from anybody else's. Not saying that if you want to be gay, that's your thing. But nobody used that as a angle to try to get sympathy from the fans so you can keep your job or to get you over as expected. What got you over, when you step out there in that ring, you took care of your business. And these young guys got to understand, going to wrestling school and learning all the moves and all of that, that's just a small part of it. See, a lot of these guys, they got it easy because they didn't have to go out there and go to shows. They only get paid $10, $20, $25 or whatever. They go to these quick little schools that got a connection with somebody. They got shot straight to WWE. That's why you see guys go in and go right back out. Go in, go right back out. Because they haven't paid their dues. Look at the difference between this guy and Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan was out there in Independence and did a circuit all over. That's why he's a complete package. He's able to get over, he's able to connect with the fan. That's why he's riding so fast. That's the problem. And when he realizes that, personally, I think it's too late. Because you've been out there, you've been on TV, they don't spend money on you, I think it's too late. And I really believe that this tactic is an embarrassment because you're trying to cheat the fans.
Well, one of the things that I thought was interesting was the timing of the interview, because we all know how TMZ works. TMZ is they're watchdogs.
Right.
They pursue people of interest.
Right.
They try to find the hottest story that they can. They are like the paparazzi on steroids.
Exactly.
One of the things that you and I discussed was the timing of the taping at the airport. Now, no disrespect to Darren Young, but I don't particularly see him as the type of individual that TMZ would chase around. I would think more like Triple H or The Rock or CM Punk or someone who's a superstar stature.
Again, exactly. Why would they spend money to go chase after somebody that's just on the roster? You got so many guys that are just on the roster.
Right.
When you can go after a superstar that people want to see.
Right.
Nobody's hollering to see this Daniel Young guy, whatever. Nobody is breaking down the door to see him.
The other thing that I thought was interesting was, if you do happen to run into a Darren Young, what made you ask the question, are there gay wrestlers? What made that come up? I mean, I don't recall hearing anything about any recent controversies or any recent individuals coming out.
Not at all.
At least hinting, saying they're gay. Where does the gay question? We know that the gay question came up from basketball with Jason Collins.
Right.
We know that there's been the Manti Te'o thing going on with the NFL.
Right.
Some other sports, you got the openly gay soccer players out now.
Exactly.
We haven't seen that, from the pro wrestling circuit. So I thought that the timing and the question itself, if you happen to run into the guy, hey, what are you doing here? What's going on? I would think those would be the type of questions that would come out of it. The first question that the interview asked was, what do you think about gay wrestlers in the wrestling locker room? I kind of lean to the point, and this is something else that we talk about. I kind of lean on the side of maybe there was a discussion offline before the camera started. Perhaps even before he arrived, this was just a platform for him to announce his coming out.
It wouldn't shock me if it came out that it was a total setup, because after like I say, he had plenty of time to come out and say he was gay long before the basketball player did. The minute he got signed with WWE and went back to the locker room, saw the guys that were gay and wasn't gay, he had time then to say what he had to say. Why he waited until after this guy came out and saw the amount of success this guy's getting, well, I'm getting desperate, I gotta figure out something. Well, let me try this. And like, again, it's sad because you're using a movement that's trying to help people do better, and he's using this movement to help himself. So it's a selfish move. If you're gonna talk about something, talk about when you got bullied in school. Talk about, you know, how you had problems coming up as a child and you overcame those adversities and made it to the WWE. Don't talk about, you know, this to try to use yourself to catapult yourself on a level where honestly you don't belong. Because if you did belong there, by now you should have been there. That's just the way I see it.
So if you were to let's say we were to switch places and we were to remove me and we put Darren Young right here in the seat with you, what would you say to him?
You lost your damn mind. You lost your damn mind, because all the things you could have said to put you on that level, along with the hard work and dedication, you decided to try to cheat and use this tactic, and it's all it's going to do is backfire on you, because, you know, everybody knows, even the old guys know that it's been, what's new about this? There's been gay wrestlers in wrestling, you know, and the thing of it is, the guys that are gay and were gay that was in wrestling, they became very successful, and they had nothing to do with their sexuality. Right. They didn't go out there and say, hey, I'm the gay wrestler from New York City. No, they went out there as whoever they were. They gave the fans they all, and they gave some of the best matches in history, and they went home to their own life, whatever.
So you've wrestled with some of these individuals?
No, you better believe it.
And you had no problem working with them?
No, because we wasn't there about that. We was there about getting the job done, getting to where you had to be on time, making sure that your performance was at, because Vince McMahon is like this here, your performance have to be at a certain level. Anything less, you gotta go. It's just that simple. This stuff costs money. And, you know, nobody had time for all that other stuff. You know, so, again, he is at a point, in my opinion, that, you know, he's run out of options. And they got new guys coming in, and these guys are hungry and ready to take care of business. And, you know, there's only so many gimmicks they're going to give you. And if you just don't connect with the fans, you just don't connect with the fans. Because the fans are the ones that decide who stays and who goes.
So how do you think the WWE infrastructure or the corporate office itself, how do you think they're going to respond? You know, obviously they're going to take, I would think they're going to
sit back and watch and see what happens. Like they always do. They're going to sit back and watch and observe, and they're going to see what's going to happen. But because of who he is in the ring, he's not going to get that tidal wave that he's looking for. You know, he's not going to get that tidal wave like Stone Cold got, like The Rock got. He's not going to get that Undertaker tidal wave. He's not going to get that because he doesn't bring that presentation to the ring. You have to give the fans something and offer the fans to give you something. And if you just don't have it, you just don't have it. He doesn't have it.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you again, Aaron Walker, former WWE superstar. Again, this is Richard Walker with The Cut, Urban Television Network, Houston Media Source. Thank you again for watching.